Vietnam, a relatively small country nestled in the southeastern part of Asia, is renowned not only for its breathtaking landscapes and numerous stunning attractions that draw travelers from all corners of the globe but also for its incredibly rich and diverse cultural heritage. Beyond the picturesque scenery, Vietnam offers unique customs, traditions, and everyday practices that often leave tourists in awe or even shock. For instance, visitors can encounter a seemingly chaotic style of traffic flow, where standard rules of the road appear to be disregarded, or they might try unusual local dishes such as soups made from raw blood, eggs of duck embryos, or indulge in the country's distinctive tradition of midday rest, which is quite rare in other parts of the world. Let us delve into the atmosphere of this astonishing nation and explore 20 phenomena that tend to surprise first-time visitors to Vietnam. One of the most striking aspects of Vietnam is its traffic culture, especially the chaotic manner in which vehicles move through the streets. If you think that driving in major cities like Beijing might be hectic, you should see Hanoi or Ho Chi Minh City, where the streets are teeming with life and movement. Every day, millions of motorcycles weave through the bustling urban arteries, creating a mesmerizing, yet seemingly disorderly, spectacle. According to the Vietnam Motorcycle Manufacturers Association, the country has registered approximately 72 million motorcycles, which means that on average, for every 3 inhabitants, there are nearly 2 motorbikes. The sidewalks often transform into makeshift parking lots, forcing pedestrians to navigate their way along the roadway itself. In these crowded streets, cars, motorcycles, pedestrians, buses, and even trucks carrying oversized cargo all share the same space. At first glance, this environment looks like utter chaos. However, locals have mastered the art of navigating this intricate flow with remarkable skill and precision. The sound of honking horns here serves more as a signal of presence rather than a warning of danger, and surprisingly, accidents occur quite rarely. Even traffic lights seem to lose their significance amidst the pandemonium. Many tourists find it bewildering to decide when it's safe to cross the street, especially since the traffic often continues unabated even when the lights are red or green. During rush hours, crossing the road becomes a true test of nerves, requiring patience, confidence, and a steady step. Another fascinating aspect of Vietnamese culture is the enduring tradition of rural tobacco smoking. Unlike many other countries where smoking is predominantly associated with cigarettes, in Vietnam, there exists a centuries-old custom of smoking village-grown tobacco. This practice is deeply embedded in the country's rural way of life, with nearly every household in the countryside having its own tobacco pipe. The process of cultivating, processing, selling, and smoking this traditional tobacco is known only to local communities and has been passed down through generations. If you happen to visit a roadside tea stall, you might observe someone using a tobacco pipe, taking a deep, forceful inhalation accompanied by a loud sound, a signature of this practice. For newcomers, this experience can be startling. The first inhalation might cause dizziness or even make it difficult to stand straight. The ritual is more than just smoking. It is a cultural expression, a social activity, and a tradition that has persisted for many generations. Vietnamese funeral customs are another striking example of how the country's traditions diverge from those of many other cultures. In most parts of the world, funerals are solemn occasions marked by silence, mourning, and reflection. In Vietnam, however, funeral ceremonies can be loud, lively, and prolonged affairs. If your neighbor passes away, be prepared for several sleepless nights filled with noise. The mourning period can last a minimum of 48 hours, during which the community gathers to pay respects through singing, drinking alcohol, playing karaoke, and performing drumming and wind instrument performances. The purpose of this lively celebration of life and remembrance is to honor the deceased and support the grieving family. The bustling atmosphere might seem unusual to outsiders, but it reflects the Vietnamese belief in celebrating life and maintaining strong community bonds even in times of loss. In conclusion, Vietnam offers a rich tapestry of customs and daily practices that often astonish and challenge those unfamiliar with its ways. From the seemingly chaotic traffic scenes to the ancient tradition of rural tobacco smoking and the vibrant, lively funeral ceremonies, every aspect of Vietnamese life is infused with cultural significance and historical depth. These phenomena not only highlight the country's unique identity but also invite visitors to broaden their understanding of human traditions and societal norms across the world. In traditional local beliefs, noise and music are believed to serve as powerful tools to ward off malevolent spirits that might otherwise interfere during significant events. This practice is rooted in the idea that loud sounds help to scare away evil entities, thereby protecting the community and ensuring that the spirits are kept at bay. Additionally, during festive occasions, a lively and joyous atmosphere is deliberately cultivated to facilitate a smoother transition for the soul of the departed into the afterlife. The vibrant celebrations, filled with music and cheerfulness, are thought to aid the soul in its journey, providing comfort and reassurance at a time of loss. In the northern regions, traditional funeral customs take an even more unusual turn. It is common practice to invite professional mourners, known as professional criers, to enhance the somber atmosphere of the ceremony. These specialists are not merely hired to shed tears. Their role involves more than simple mourning. They actively contribute to the emotional intensity of the event by weeping genuinely, recounting the virtues and admirable qualities of the deceased, and touching the hearts of all present. Their heartfelt lamentations are crafted to evoke deep emotions, often moving even those who might initially feel detached or indifferent about the funeral proceedings. A professional mourner must possess a powerful voice capable of delivering words that penetrate the soul, stirring feelings of grief and compassion among the audience. Their ability to demonstrate intense sorrow, so convincing that even the most reserved guests find themselves shedding tears, is a crucial part of their craft. These specialists are skilled in expressing genuine grief that resonates with everyone, creating an atmosphere of shared mourning and connection. Their performances are designed to invoke a profound sense of loss, ensuring that the emotional weight of the occasion is fully felt and remembered. Turning our attention to Vietnam, one of the most striking and memorable experiences you can encounter in this country is the phenomenon of flooding, especially during the rainy season. The streets, particularly in urban areas, often become submerged under rising water levels, turning the cityscape into an enormous, sprawling lake. This inundation is most pronounced during periods of heavy rain, when the streets are transformed into waterways, making movement challenging and sometimes chaotic. Despite these conditions, life in Vietnam does not come to a halt. Instead, local residents demonstrate remarkable ingenuity and resilience, skillfully navigating the flooded streets on their motorbikes, which are often the primary means of transportation even when the roads are submerged. If you happen to find yourself on a flooded street, there is no need to worry excessively. Alternative transportation options are readily available, such as taxis or motorcycle taxis, popularly known as Zone, which can swiftly ferry you across waterlogged areas without the need to wade through water yourself. Some locals prefer to walk along sidewalks that are slightly elevated above the flood level, providing a safer route amidst the rising waters. However, during particularly intense rains, even these sidewalks become submerged, turning parts of the city into vast lakes. For some, this transformation is seen as an adventure, an unusual but exciting experience that adds a sense of novelty to their daily routine. Others, however, remind themselves of the importance of hygiene after wading through water, taking care to wash and disinfect their legs and feet thoroughly to prevent infections or illnesses that might arise from exposure. In certain flooded neighborhoods, boats also become a common sight, with residents using small vessels to traverse the waterlogged streets. These boats serve as essential modes of transport, enabling people to carry out their daily activities despite the persistent inundation. The sight of boats gliding through the city streets has become an iconic image of Vietnam's rainy season, symbolizing both the challenges and adaptability of its people. Turning now to the topic of tobacco, it is remarkable how inexpensive cigarettes are in Vietnam. The affordability of tobacco products is a notable feature of the country's market, with a pack of cigarettes costing approximately $1 or even less. This astonishingly low price makes Vietnam one of the countries with the most affordable tobacco in the world. The low cost is primarily due to minimal taxes imposed on tobacco, which significantly reduces the retail price. This taxation policy contrasts sharply with countries like Australia, where the price of a pack of cigarettes can reach up to $2 Australian, owing to higher taxes and levies. As a result, the widespread availability and affordability of cigarettes in Vietnam contribute to relatively high smoking rates among the population, with many individuals finding it easy and inexpensive to indulge in the habit. The culinary traditions across Vietnam are equally diverse and fascinating, offering a rich tapestry of flavors and regional specialties. Embarking on a culinary journey through Vietnam means discovering new tastes and experiencing the unique gastronomic customs of each area. For instance, in the capital city of Hanoi, the most popular dishes include pho, a fragrant beef noodle soup, and fried rice, both of which are staples of the local cuisine. Moving southward, you will notice a shift in culinary preferences. In Ho Chi Minh City, for example, traditional beef soup, similar to pho, takes on a distinctive character. This version features thick, round noodles and a rich, flavorful Vietnam predlegat patesistvnicum comfortni I pre-atom dostupni varianti paresisenia strani, oso beno popularnimi sredi kotori avlautsa specialnie avtobusi, aboradovani dla nakni parizdov. Eti transportni sredstva, otlikasiesa osobum comfortam, bili periaboradovani takim obrazem. CTO v mesto standardni sidanij v salane razmestili pristorni kravati. Idea kazetsa poistine genialnoj, oso beno dla te, k2 predpositat dalni patesistvia, ved ona pozvelat ne tolko sakinomet vrema. No I snizit zatrati na prozavani. Odnako vazno pomnet, CTO v taki avtobusa olazdeni obigno osustvlatsa na maximalno niskij temperature. Poetomu dla patesistvinikov, oso beno nevisakogo rosta ili te, k2 qvist vitalin k holidu, nalisi teploj odesdi stanovitsa neobodiumstu. Nesmotra na a2, spalni avtobusi vo Vietnam dostatokno udobni I pozvelo komfortno prevesti doljij put. Della patesistvi ne tolko ekonomiknim, no I priotnum. Esli govorit o stoimasti. To bilet na podobnij naknoj race obojditsa primerno v dovodkat dolarov, CTO delet ego vezma dostupnim. Za a2 sumu mazno praktiski parasek polofinu strani, CTO oso beno vagodno dla te. K2 hoset uvade kak mazno bolse za karatki shrok. Sovatu viberata meno nakni marsruti, poskalku a2 pozvalad zanachatelno sakinomet na prozavani. Vo vrema naknogo parizda vam udistsa haroso vispatsa I podgotovitsa k novam vipekitlinium uz po pribati v punk naznasenia. Takaj spozab patesistvia oso beno popularin sredi te, k2 senat praktiknost I ekonomu. CTO kasatsa uminiad torgovatsa, to v Vietnam a2 citatsa praktiski iskastivam. Bez kotorogo trudna dobitsa vagodni uslovij pri pokupka tovarov I uslug. Kazdi pakupatel staridsa snizit senu, a mesni prodivsi zakastu specialno zavizat stoimost dla turistiv, oso beno esli te ne not realnize sen I ne umiat vesti paregavari. Mnogi vipravi stakivayutsa s edim processum ameno v atoi strain, gd torg, obigno dello. Odnako, nabluda za mesnimi zitelami, mazno zametid. CTO oni zakastu priobritat tovari za sumu. Kotora v tri razaniz iznikalno obavlenoj, si tabi ne paraplakavat, vazno ne pokazivat kresmernogo interesa k tovaru. Esli prodavik uvadit vase zilani, sina avtomatiseski ostanetsa vasakaj. Nasanajta torgovit s predlozinia primerno na tridkat procentab niz pervanikalnoj stoimosti I postapeno so glasajtas na sumu. Kotora primerno na paddesat procentab niz startavoy. Days esli pozol za versenia paragovera v zaplatit kut bolse, gem mesni zateli. Sina vis ravno okazetsa v paln razumnoj I sprablivoj. Odnoj is serezni problem vo Vietnam avlatsa zagrazneni okrazosej sredi. I2 oso beno zametno po sravnenu s nekotorimi drugami stranami. V gorada anagda mazno uvade razbrosanij muser. Odnako a2 vovs ne oznakat. CTO zateli ne zabatatsa ob ekulogi. Neoboro, mesni casto ispolzut pakati ni dla sabora othodov. I. Viselam. Starutsa pottersavat sistotu. No problema zagraznenia suzastivuet. Ulit si nerdko za polnautsa plastikovami pakatami. Aberkami ot konfet I raznimi otodami. In nekotori zateli vibrasivat muser promo v reki iozera. Rukovodstivius udobstivam. Plastikovi pakati vis esse siroko primnotsa v supermarketa I ne visegda svovremeno utilizirutsa. A parahod k ispolzoveniu ekologicni sumuk poka cto vistrasia osen redko. V atoi situaci uhudsat situatia I velop motochikalov, nepravilno sigani othodov I risovoi solimi. Stolika Vietnama, Hanoj, regularno zanimayat mesto v spiski sami zagrazneni gorodov mira. V nem nasidivatsa okolo semi-millionov motochikalov, mnogi is kotori stari I ne prahodat regularnoi tengsko obsluzovani. Oni vibrasivat v atmosferu gustoi cernij dime. Cto spozopstvuet poviseniu urovna melkaj pili I uhudsenu kastva vozduha. Pozitidalum Hanoi rekomenduetsa nozit Moscow pri prigulka na ulis. Ved utrenij chuman zakastu maskiruet nekto eno, toksignij dime. Cto kasatsa kuni, to Vietnam slavitsa savoim raznubrazium blood. Kazdo is kotori obladat bogatum vikusami aromatam. Odnako, baduchi turistum, stoit pomnit o neobodamasti osteriznosti I venimatelnosti pri vibor iliknoj edi. Citabi izbezit vosmosni problem sozadarovum. Nazlozdijdas gastronomikaskimi iziskami strani, no delite etu osaznano. Citabi vase patesistvi bilonade tolko priotnum, no I bizapasnim. Vietnamska culinaria slavitsa svoje bogataj I raznubraznoj kulturoj. Kotora vklakat v seba minozestvo neobichni I inogda sakirusi blood. Odnim is sami arka I exotiski delikatashiv regiona delti reki Mekong avlautsa kokasovi servi. Izvestni taxi kak dondo. Eti servi, citasiesa delicatisum, gotovatsa razlignimi spozabami. Vikluka zarku I za pekanye. Odnako niboli extremalni variant. Aporibleni ev serum vid, predvaridalno zamaranovani v saus. Eti zivi suzistva obato venutri Saint Volov kokasovi pom I prodoltsout sevelitsa des pozol togo. Kaki izvolko dla prigatavlinia pc. Ludi, probovavzi etu bludo, otmeko ego nazizenij. Arki vikas I dovolno zestku texturu. Cto delet ego odnim is sami neobijni I zapaminasasha blood v Vietnamskij gastronomy. Kokasovi servi zanamout asobo mesto v spiski sami exotiski blood Vietnama. Oni rastut venutri Saint Volov kokasovi pom I aporiblautsa v pisu v razligni varianta prigatavlinia. Obigno I zarat na grile, Cto pridat bludu asobu aromatnost. Odnako case vsigo I edat sirme. Predvaridalno zamaranovani v ribnam saus, tak delat Vietnam c. Atot delicates obladat bogatum I nazizenum vikusum, kotorij sanitsa zasvu neobignost I glubinu. Tem ne mani, dla turistiv I patesistvinikov, stolnavzisa s vidum izvivasisa servej. Atu mozit stat nastoasm I spitanium I istochnikam silni emotsi. Ved podobno bludo kardinalno otlichetsa ot privichni zapadni kulinarni standardov. Esse odnim osin popularnim I odnavremeno spornim bludom vo vetname avlatsa kravana kolbasa ili krovanoi pudding. Prigotovlenij is sveze krovi yuki, gusa ili svini. V sostiv adago bluda vodat taxi melko nerazano maso, orehi I specii. Cto pridat emu nazizenij vikas I asobu texturu. Obigno ego pado s basilicam I varanoj pasenu. Cto delet ego popularnoj zakuskaj. Nesmotra na ego slad kavatij I ozvizausij vikas. Vrachi ne rekomendud ego probovat. Paskalku suzestivuet risk zarazenia bakteriami I virusami. Cto osobeno aktualno pri upotrebleni blood is siroj krovi I vienatrena organov. Esse odnim delicatisum, vizivasum neodnoznačni kuvistva u turistiv I mestni zeitlej, avlautsa utini embryoni. Eti peditelni I osin vikusni produkati pado s solu, imberum I kinzoi. Cto dobavlat I masobogo aromata I ostroti. Odnako vinanij vid bluda, sformiravavsijsa venutri skorlipi udanak. Mozit napuga napodgotovleni goste, oso beno te. Ketu ne privik k podobnoj kun. Dla Vietnamsev z atu citatsa lakostivam I traditionoj kastu mesnoj gastronomy, senemaj za peditelni svoistva I nazizenij vikas. Rani skolni godi vo Vietnam nasanatsa osin rano. Cto svazano s osobenistami zizni I rasparadkom dna. Usiniki nakalni skol dolzny pribavat v klasi k semi-kasam patnagkatoy minute utra. A ukasiesa sredna I starsi skol. Uz k semi-kasam. Ctiot trebuet ot detej vistavat ese ranse. Zakastu okolo sesti kasav utra ili days ranse. Studenti Universitetiv Obazani prohodit k semi-kasam. Citabi usbet na zanasha. V rezultate. De tam I podrostkam prohoditsa vistavat v rani utreni kasi. Citabi podgotovitsa k skolnomu denu I dobratsa du usebni zavadenij vovrema. Esli v positite nakalnu skolu vovetname, v navernaka zamatite. Kak malizi s trudum borutsa s sonlivistu. Zevo I niahatno vipolnot utrenu gymnastiku na skolnam devor. Cto kasatsa odesdi, to Vietnamsi demonstrirut asobu labov k udobstvu I prostod. Oso beno v zarkum climate strani. Neobigno v det ludage, spokajno progulavausisa po ulikam v pazama ili domisnej odesda. Kotori dla ni ne sitayutsa isklachatelno odezdij dla doma. Vo vetname pazami. Atu ne tolko nakno odini, prednotsnachino dla sna. No I povsedanevna odesda. Kotoru mazno nozit na ulika. V magazina I days na svidanya. In many parts of the world, it is perfectly normal to observe street vendors selling food or people strolling through the city dressed casually in pajamas. Such scenes are considered quite commonplace and reflect local customs and lifestyles. Moving on to a different but equally significant cultural phenomenon, the Vietnamese New Year, known as Tet, is one of the most important holidays in Vietnam. It is celebrated on the first day of the lunar calendar, marking the beginning of a new lunar year. This festive period usually spans around 6 days, during which life in Vietnam comes to a near halt. Shops and businesses shut their doors, and the streets become eerily quiet, as many Vietnamese travel back to their hometowns and villages to celebrate the holiday with their families. For travelers, witnessing this quietude in the deserted city streets can be quite a surprise, as even the largest urban centers resemble ghost towns during this time. During these days, the entire nation is immersed in preparations for the new year, with families meticulously cooking festive dishes and stockpiling food to ensure prosperity and abundance in the coming year. The atmosphere is filled with a sense of warmth, family unity, and anticipation. The entire country seems to pause, allowing everyone to indulge in the cozy comfort of home and family gatherings. Turning to a different aspect of Vietnamese culture, it is intriguing to observe the country's approach to midday rest, which goes far beyond a simple break. Unlike in many other nations where a siesta might be viewed as laziness or an oddity, in Vietnam, taking a nap during lunch hours is a deeply ingrained practice. It is quite common to see colleagues carrying blankets and pillows to the office, preparing to rest right on the floor. This tradition is so natural that it is not unusual to see office spaces suddenly become quiet, with conversations and noise fading away as everyone settles down for a short rest. Usually, after about 20 minutes, most employees are asleep, recharging their energy for the rest of the day. This approach to napping is considered highly beneficial, as it provides a means for individuals to restore their strength and boost their productivity for the hours ahead. If you visit Vietnam and notice this unusual work culture, do not be surprised. It is simply a reflection of their way of life, one that helps people stay energetic and focused throughout the day. Another fascinating aspect of Vietnamese tradition is the existence of snake wine, a drink that might evoke a sense of awe or even trepidation. Yes, you heard correctly. Snake wine is a specialty in certain regions of Vietnam. It is a bottle of alcohol in which a live snake, coiled and poised in an attack stance, is submerged. The process of making this wine begins with capturing a live snake, which is then placed into a bottle filled with alcohol, causing it to drown. The snake often coils into a defensive posture, which many find to be visually striking and adds to the allure for buyers. Sometimes, the snake is deliberately stunned before being placed in the bottle. This traditional beverage is often infused with scorpions and other exotic animals, making it a curiosity for adventurous drinkers. The question arises: are you willing to try snake wine? Just the sight of it can send shivers down one's spine. In Vietnam, such exotic drinks are part of local folklore and are believed to possess medicinal qualities or aphrodisiac effects, making them highly sought after in markets and shops. The lunch break in Vietnam is not merely a time to rest, it is an integral component of the cultural fabric, especially in regions with hot climates. Despite some nations perceiving midday naps as laziness, in Vietnam, they are regarded as a natural and essential part of daily life. After lunch, workers often bring blankets and pillows to their workplaces, settling down on the floor for a brief nap. This practice significantly helps individuals recuperate and regain their energy, enabling them to remain productive for the remainder of the day. Similarly, in other countries with warm climates, such as Spain and Italy, a tradition of siesta or afternoon rest persists. For example, in Spain, the workday is typically divided into two main parts. The morning session, which usually lasts until around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, followed by a 2-hour break for lunch. The second part of the workday then resumes from approximately 4 o'clock until 8 in the evening. Studies have shown that such midday rest periods contribute to reducing stress, enhancing overall well-being, and improving productivity, highlighting the universal value of taking time to pause and recharge during the hottest parts of the day. Wenn Sie Vietnam während der Weltmeisterschaft im Fußball besuchen, werden Sie die Atmosphäre eines echten Fußballfestes hautnah miterleben. Während der Spiel im ganzen Land legen die Menschen ihre Arbeit nieder und versammeln sich vor Fernsehern, ihre Teams anzuführen. Dieses Ereignis ist mehr als nur eine Unterhaltung, es ist eine leidenschaftliche Bewegung, die das ganze Volk ergreift. Auf den Straßen stellen Verkäufer kleine Fernseher auf, die Spiel live zu übertragen, während die Zuschauer die Spiel genießen, Bier trinken und lautstark ihre Lieblingsmannschaften anführen. Nach den Spielen gibt es eine besondere Tradition. Die Menschen tragen rote T-Shirts und versammeln sich auf den Straßen, entweder den Sieg zu feiern oder die Niederlage zu bedauern. Zu dieser Zeit in Vietnam ist, wird von der elektrisierenden Stimmung eines echten Fußballwahns ergriffen. Das ganze Land scheint stillzustehen, während die Menschen vor den Fernsehern sitzen oder auf den Straßen in Gemeinschaft zusammenkommen, ihre Teams zu unterstützen. Man sieht Menschen in Trikots mit Landesflaggen, die ausgelassen feiern, singen und tanzen. Plötzliche Stimmungswechsel sind in der Tagesordnung, die Menschen trinken Bier, fahren auf Motorrädern durch die Straßen, schreien vor Begeisterung und feuern ihre Lieblingsspielerin. Eine unglaubliche Erfahrung, mitten im Zentrum dieses fußballerischen Ausnahmezustands zu stehen. In Vietnam ist es außerdem üblich, Station bei jeder Mahlzeit zu verwenden, und diese Tradition spielt eine bedeutende Rolle im täglichen Leben sowie bei Festlichkeiten. Für die Vietnamesen sind Station nicht nur ein Werkzeug zum Essen, sondern vielmehr ein Symbol de Respekt und der Höflichkeit. Bevor man mit dem Essen beginnt, bieten die Menschen oft gegenseitig ihre Station in, was eine Geste der gegenseitigen Versorgung und Wertschätzung darstellt. Dieser Brauch ist ähnlich wie in anderen Ländern Ostasiens, etwa in China und Südkorea, wo das Teilen von Station eine wichtige soziale Bedeutung hat. Es gibt auch bestimmte Etiketteregeln, die strikt eingehalten werden. Beispielsweise ist es unhöflich, die Station direkt in eine Schüssel mit Reis zu stecken, da dies mit Beerdigungsritualen assoziiert wird, und es gilt als unhöflich, die Station gegen die Schüssel oder in der Gegenstand zu klappern. Diese Verhaltensregeln sollen die Atmosphäre der Höflichkeit wahren und werden in Vietnam hoch geschätzt. Die traditionellen vietnamesischen Stations sind meist glatt, unbemalt und haben keine scharfen Spitzen. Im Norden des Landes werden sie häufig aus Bambus gefertigt, während im Süden die Herstellung oft aus Kakaoscholz erfolgt. Das größte Höhlensystem der Welt befindet sich in Vietnam, genauer gesagt im Phong Nha Bang National Park in der Provinz Quang Binh. Hier liegt die weltweit größte Höhle namens Sun Dong, deren Lang ungefähr 5,5 Meilen, ihr Breite zwischen 66 und 150 Fuß sowie ihr Höhe etwa 500 Fuß beträgt. Dies natürlich Wunderwelt ist die größte bekannte Höhle auf unserem Planeten. Das Gesamtvolumen der Sonne dans hol Reich beeindruckende 38 Millionen Kubikmeter, was mehr als das Fünffache des Volumens der früher als größte bekannte Hole, die der Hole in Malaysia, East. Ein besonders Highlight von Sonne Dong sind die einzigartigen Naturformationen innerhalb der Hole. Gigantische Stalaktiten und Stalagmiten, von denen einige mehr als 80 Meter hoch sind, prägen das Innere. In der Hole wächst ein irrtümlicher Urwald, der eine eigene kleine Ökosystem, ein eigenes Klima und eine unendliche unterirdische Flusslaufbahn beherbergt. Dies Verbergen Welt ist bisher nur teilweise erforscht, und für Abenturer und Naturefreunde bleibt sie ein faszinierendes Mysterium, das noch vollständig entdeckt werden muss. Pogruzivsis wie mir priklisenij I isoldovanij, svazani s pezerami. Mosno po nastoisimu osudit kudesa prirodi, skriti pod zemnoj povernostu. Eti udivitelni mesta predstavlo soboj nastoisi proizvedenia iskustva samoj prirodi, gidi kozdi, ketu pobival venutri, zakastu opisavat I kak vihad v enoj. Zagadoknij mir. Napolnenij tajnami I krasotaj. Pesari vipekitlat svoje velichestvenoj struktoroi. Slaznimi koridarami I unikalnoj floroi I faunoj. Kotori mazno v stredet tolko v taki neobichni mesta. Dla manaja petesistvinikov I iskatelej priklisenij posaseni pesar stanovitsa nezabivemim opatom. Okrivasam novi gorizonti I rasirisim panamani o bogatstvi I monogubrzi prirodni cudes, skriti v nedra nase planeti. Sitio kasatsa Vietnama. Atoi udivitelnoj strani, izvestnoj svoje bogataj I storij I kulturoj. To sredi minozestva interesni faktiv o ne osobo mesto zanimayat Vietnamski kofe. Ada strana zanimayat vitoroi mesto v mir po obemu akesporta kofe pozol Brazili. Sitio svidetilstvuet o ego vaznosti dla ekonomiki I kulturi Vietnama. Interesno, sitio kofe bil vipervi privzen vo Vietnam frankuzami. Iego kultivirovani nakalos sa v devatnagkadam veke. Oso beno v gorni rajona strani. Za prosedzi godi Vietnam prevratilsa vid nogo is krupnasi proizvoditelej kofe v mir. Iego proizvodstvena mosnost dostigala primerno vozmidezati tisak tun v god. Pozol vojni proizvodstivio kofe prodaljalo rasti. Isagodna strana izegodno proizvodit bole nogo miliona tun adigo aromatnogo napitka. Sitio svidetilstvuet o ego zanachitelnoj roli v miravoj kofejnoj industri. Oso beno primekatelnum avlatsa tot fakt. Sitio Vietnam avlatsa rodinoj nogo is sami dorogostoasa sortov kofe v mir, kopi luvik. Atot neobijnij I prestiznij kofe taxi siroko izvestin v Indonesi I na Filipina. Iego sina mozit dostagot stop petitizati dolarov ssa za kilogram. Takij visokij senik obisnatsa unikalnim metodem ego proizvodstvia, kotorij delet ego oso beno senem. V process izgotovlinia kofe zerna sadatsa sivitami. Nibolsimi molekopidisimi, obatausimi v tropiski lesa. Pozol adigo zerna prahodat saras pisaveritel sistemu et zivitne. Azotum soberoutsa is fekali. Ameno atot neobijnij process pridat kofe kopi luvik ego isklechetelnij aramat s vanilnimi notkami I sladkim vikusum, dela ego odnim is sami exclusivni sortov kofe v mir. Nesmotra na tu, sitio kofe bil vivden vo Vietnam frankuzami, mesnizateli bistro adaptiravali atot napatak I sazdali svu unikal nuu kulturu ego aporiblinia. Vietnamsi predposito gotovit kofe s pomosu nibolsogo metallisiskogo filtra. V kotorij nazipatsa malate kofe. Pozol sago dobavlatsa gorica voda. Process zavaravania proihodit osin medleno, sitio pozvalat polusit nazizenij I aromatne napatak. Kotorij zatum medleno stekat v kasku. Vazno otmetit, sitio bolsinstvo Vietnamsev predposito pit kofe surnim iso eldem. Inagda dobavlo skuseno maloko. Sozdavan neobikajno vikusni I ozvizausi napatki. Vietnam Zanamayat Pervo Mesto v Meyer Po Sportu Robusti. Sorta Kofe. Kotorij Siroko Ispolswetsa v Proizvodstv Razlikni Kofejni Napatov. Brendi Vietnamskij Robusti Polusili Mezdunarodno Prijnani I Neodnokrotno Zavovavali Nagradi na Krupnasi Konkursa. Taki Kak. Luxi v Meyer, Ili, Mezdunarodnij Konkurs Kechtaringa. Kofe is Vietnama Certificiravan Vidasimi Mezdunarodnimi Organizationami, Takimi Kak Rainforest Alliance. Utsai Fair Trade. CTO Podivers ego Visakoi Kastevo I Sutvetstvi Strojim Standardum Ecologiseskij I Socialnoj Odvetstvenosti. Eti Certifikati Svidetilstvud o Tom. CTO Vietnamski Kofe Proizvoditsa S Usatom Ecologiseska Trebovanij I Zaboti o Blagopolusi Mestnai Subshistivi. CTO Delet ego ne Tolko Vikusnim. No I Eticheski Otvetstvenum Viborum. Odnim is Sam I Vipekitlasa Aspective, Kotori Brozatsa v Glaza Pri Pazeni Vietnama. Avlatsa Neverotno Druzalubi I Gostapri Mestivo Mestnai Zeitlej. Ludi Zadiz Slavatsa Svoe Dobratoy I Iskrenij Gotovnastu Pomak v Lubij Situaci. CTO Delet Pribavani v Atoy Strain Osobeno Priotnum. Gostapri Mestivo Vietnamsev Proavlatsa ve Iskrenij Gotovnosti Pomak. Dat Sai Shatsen Ina Ruhige Ungabung und Meiden Unnodigen Larm. Besonders in Effenlichen Raumen. Denik Konten Sai Überrascht sein von Sennen, in denen Menschen lautstark diskutieren oder lebhaft gestikulieren. Solche Momente unterstreichen jedig nur die Lebendigkeit und die Energie der lokalen Kultur, die sich in ihrer Ausdruck stark manifestiert. Vielen Dank, dass Sie sich die Zeit genommen haben. Dies 20 faszinierenden Fakten über Vietnam zu entdecken, ein Land, das für seine unglaubliche Freundlichkeit und die warme Atmosphäre bekannt ist. Falls etwas in diesen Informationen bei Ihnen einen bleibenden Eindruck hinterlassen hat oder Sie überrascht hat, zögern Sie nicht, einen Kommentar zu hinterlassen und Ihr Gedanken mit anderen zu teilen.